the music.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, folks, if you can't see us and you're only listening to us, we're back for another episode of Blue Tiger Revenge.
Right.
And the Ranchos. God, man, he took me right out of it. My God, I don't know what this guy's wearing, but he put on some weird device, Big Bry, coming out of left field with some
Hello.
weird. What was that? An Oculus? What the hell is that?
I was in the virtual world, for a minute.
Oh my God. If this was the 90s, horrible things would be being said right now.
Listen, I went from the virtual world to the virtual tiger den. So that's just I'm in the metaverse now. Because we are, the intellectual dark web of comic book podcasting, I had to be in the metaverse.
Okay, Elon. Hey, can I start the episode like I was planning on?
Sure. Yeah. Hit it.
All right. If you're just listening, this is Blue Tiger Revenge. I am comic book creator Tadd Galusha, and with me is the King of Beards, the man that you love and I sometimes hate. Big Bry out of the metaverse. What's up, Big Bry? How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going real good. I've been on break for a while. Had a nice little week off of work, so it's been nice.
Hey,
man.
Hey,
yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Merry Christmas
and
Happy Hanukkah.
And to you, sir, and to you.
Thank you.
What you know what? For Christmas, let's hit it. What was on the list?
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm just gonna say,
yeah,
this will probably be like our New Year's episode. I figure.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It's gonna take me a couple days. Yeah.
Yeah. If this can drop on New Year's, that'd be great. Give some of those, those hardworking,
that's right,
men and women around the world something to listen to while they bring in the New Year's.
Yeah. And what better way to celebrate the New Year than with
We're leaving 2024 for the big mystery that is 2025. Oh boy. Hang on to your pants, boys and girls.
Yeah, that is a fact. That is a fact.
Hey, look who's here. Look who's joining us.
Oh.
It's
Kitty Cat.
He's not very happy about it. Kitty Cat, dude, it's the Man Panther himself, Zorak,
the Man Panther. I like it.
The Lord of the Cosmos. Look at him. He does not want to be looked at right now, though. I'll just hold him like a baby.
Nice.
Look at that. Okay, we know Bry's not a cat guy, so let's put Zorak.
I don't not like cats. I'm just allergic.
Oh, you know what though? Next time you're here, next time you're in the adjacent tiger den, our secret headquarters in the north, Zorak will be all over your beard, man. All over it.
And that's fine. I'll I can take a Zyrtec and be fine.
Oh, perfect. Look at Zorak. What do you have to say, buddy? Not much.
Not much. He just wants to rub the microphone.
It's for good luck. It's to bring. It's for 2025.
Bring it in the new year.
All right. You asked me what did I get for Christmas?
Yeah. What did Santa put under the Galusha tree this year?
Well, I got these sweet pants that I'm wearing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you wearing socks with shoes right now?
No, just socks. Look at the flexibility.
I never see you wear socks.
It's cold right now, my man.
Okay.
It's like 10 degrees. I know I'm not a big sock guy, but
I know.
It's cold.
Dude wears flip-flops with jeans. Like it's 2005.
Listen. Listen, I live with people from the islands, okay?
I know.
Like that's
I've been to your house.
That's true. And my dad was a surfer. If I wasn't just wearing flip-flops just just to wear them. I even got the mail this morning because I didn't get it yesterday in flip flops.
Nice
in the snow.
Nice. Yeah. I like it.
Anyways, one of the things I can't talk about because it's what I'm reading, even though it's in Japanese, so I can't actually read it, but it's pretty great. And Dr. Wife, I don't know how she even knew it existed, but she scored it for me. One of the things I got was, since this is, the comics that inspire culture and the culture that inspires comics podcast, I got the latest Sergio Topi book. You know what I love about now that we're doing video? We can actually just hold up like,
I know. Look at this. This is nice.
Magnetic Press. Nice. Magnetic Press. Sponsor us. Hey, send me some free books.
I do love Magnetic Press. Like,
man, all their books are so nice.
Yeah, they're great.
Listen, Magnetic Press. Look at me.
There.
Look at me. Look at the camera.
Zoom it in.
Here.
Zoom it in. Zoom it in.
Crazy Eyes.
Yep.
Operation Blue. Come on. Take it to the next level.
Yes. Yes. I'm in.
You've got my email. Anyways,
they have my credit card,
and then too. My sister, who I graciously call the waste of skin.
Yeah.
We love her. She's gross, but sometimes when it comes to Christmas, she comes through in a pinch, and she got me a creature from the Black Lagoon mask.
Not wearing that for the episode.
I know.
This is a goddamn
dude. It's like movie accurate.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's just say that I posted a photo in my feed,
Yeah.
of me wearing it. There was a few pros in the industry that were like, "That's fucking badass."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I got that, and then I can't show because it's so huge. But she also got me a poster, a Tank Girl poster from '91.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's 5 feet by 2 feet. It's enormous. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I've already found a frame. I'm gonna frame it because you have to. It's ridiculous, but you have to frame it.
Absolutely.
Because it's not like you can. They haven't printed those since '91. I think it's just leftover stock or something. Anyways, she ordered it for me, and it's here at the house, and it's amazing. And those are kind of, I guess, the big things.
Yeah,
are off the top of my head.
Sure.
Dr. Wife got me some research books, some dinosaur books.
There you go.
And
for volume 2 of Cretaceous, that is.
That's right. What was I doing the last couple of days? Maybe working on it, but I can't say.
We can't say.
Not yet. I got to finish Taiga Volume 2 or Program 2. Anyways, what did you get? Enough about me.
Okay.
What did you get? Big Bry? What did you get?
Well, comic related, I got volume, I believe, 13 or 14 of those TMNT hardback covers. I've gotten one literally every year since the Queen and I have been married. She gets me one every year.
But mine was the best.
Yours was the best one. That's true. I got a new Yeti. I got a new Yeti cooler that I'm pretty excited about.
Ooh. Give me. Oh man. Just more space for more meats to smoke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a nice zip up, nice Carhartt zip up, and let's see, what else did I get? There was something else. Oh, I got some new kicks. I got some Jordan 1s, classic, all white, that are pretty sweet. Yeah, yeah, it was nice.
Now,
good.
How are you with the Jordan? Because some people take the Jordans real serious. They don't wear them, right?
I wear them.
Like there's on. You're gonna wear yours?
The ones I have, they're not like they're. They still make them nowadays. They're like brand new. They're not vintage or anything like that.
Okay. They're not like, I don't even remember when they were making those.
Yeah, no, they're not like the collectors. They're not the collector shoes. I part of me wants to get into the collector like Jordan game, but I already spend so much money on other shit. Like I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I mean, that would be, oh shit. Sorry. Zorak. He sees a rival, a challenge. We got Zorak for Christmas.
I do know what you got Zorak for Christmas.
I got him a muskrat pelt.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Does he go crazy for it?
Dude, it's like he's summoning some ancient spirits from the Pleistocene, man. He like stands up on his hind legs and throws them around all crazy and just goes all nuts, you know.
I love it.
Yeah, he turns into a maniac. You know what I like about it though? Is he's gone from a kitten to a man panther.
To a man panther. That's right.
Yeah, the dog's afraid of him now because he messed her up. Be. She tried to mess with his pelt, and he was like, you know, just like that. Yeah. Nobody messes with him now. He's the king. He's our disgusting overlord. Has he taken out the Christmas tree? Only twice. It's fine. It's only
now,
twice.
Is your Christmas tree still up or hasn't been taken down yet?
It is. I'll probably take it down tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
I'm usually a little late to take it down.
Mine needs to come down quick. I'm ready for it to come down.
Yeah. In the past, we would leave it up late, but we also would do. Now, folks, if you're on a budget and you're doing Christmas and you want to get a real tree, but we all know that real trees are not cheap. Here is the cheat code. Wait till the 23rd. Or if you're real risky, the 24th, and you go on over to Lowe's or Home Depot and they have all their trees, they'll probably have about anywhere from 4 to 20 left. They're not pretty, but you can get them for like $5-10. Sometimes they'll just give it to you for free. My sister and I started doing that after we moved up here to Alaska. She would come up around the 23rd, right? Because she'd get off work or whatever. And we would go over. She'd be like, "Wait till I get there to decorate the tree." So I wouldn't even buy one. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And then we would go down to Lowe's because we're like, "Oh, they still got a few," and they'd just give it to you like $5. Just take it. We're just.
I have a fake tree, so.
Well, I'm not communist, so it's fine. I don't know. Can you say that anymore? I don't know.
Well, some people would be like, yeah, that's right, I am. Proudly. Some people would be like, I don't know.
Okay, you know what I'll say this? I still like to support the small town farmers of America, okay? Farmers
What is
of
this,
America.
a Hallmark movie? He's got to save the Christmas farm.
I got to save the Christmas tree farm.
Small town Christmas tree farmer. He's a big cat lobbyist who's coming to town to take away big tree, to take away the farm and sell the land.
He's lost all his heart and roots for the small town he came from. And then he meets, I just always like it in those shows that they're always engaged to like a power broker or an attorney or something. It doesn't matter if it's a guy or girl. Some, like I don't care about humanity. Only money is the governor of my life.
Yeah.
And then they see somebody like, hey, I remember you from junior high. Wow. So you've been just working on this tree farm this whole time, huh? These last 20 years. You know what? I'm going to leave this person I've built a life with for the last 10 years. And let's help your parents bring back the glory of this tree farm that's struggling. Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of the dude who's like the one rational guy in the Hallmark Christmas movie universe? And it's like,
yeah, those are great.
Good idea if you leave your 7-figure job to go open a struggling bakery in a small town. No. So good.
As someone who has opened a struggling bakery in a small town, yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's not smart.
Don't do it. Yeah.
I just realized I'm looking at myself in the camera all of a sudden. I just realized I'm looking really tired today. I apologize. I apologize to everyone. It's been a rough year, dude.
It has been. It has been for sure. For sure.
I feel like since Christmas we've been just like in and out of surgery rooms.
Yeah.
Not me, but Dr. Wife.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Wife. She's in the other room recovering right now.
Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah.
And you're in here doing this.
Like a piece of shit. Selfish.
You know what? That's okay because the Queen of Beards, albeit much, much more minor than what Dr. Wife, also recovered from surgery.
She had surgery too.
Yeah.
And we're in here just like, fend for yourself, ladies.
Right.
Listen, I'm all for equality, all right? Take care of yourself.
That's right.
That's so terrible.
It's horrible.
I will just say this. So much blood. So much blood the last 3 days. Just crazy.
Gross.
It's gross, but
it's
it's
part
what
of
you
it.
do. It's called love, Brian.
I know.
It's called the Christmas spirit.
It's called the Christmas spirit. All the blood. That's just the Christmas. That's just Santa. That's just Santa. It's fine.
This is Blue Tiger Revenge. We like our Christmas bloody, just like we like our prime rib. Speaking of which,
that
was a beautiful prime rib.
Thank you. It was, it was interesting. It was definitely like some trial and error, but it turned out the way that I wanted.
Okay. I had a little bit of that too. We cooked ours in our Nova oven, which, is like it's as close as you can get to buying like a professional convection oven, essentially.
Oh, those are nice. I know what those are.
Yeah, they're great. But I fucked up. I didn't tie the meat.
Oh, you got to tie the meat, man.
Yeah, and so like it cooked perfectly, but man, it was not the prettiest.
So mine actually turned out gorgeous. Like the only thing that like I struggled with was like I wanted to. I made my own garlic herb butter. So I smoked some garlic.
Yeah,
I got the butter room temp, mashed it, mixed it all in together, and then I coated the prime rib before I seasoned it. Well, when you coat a prime rib in butter and then you do other stuff and you move it around, at least maybe I was doing it wrong, but like the butter just all fell off, so I had to keep like sticking it onto the prime rib the whole time.
Interesting.
But it didn't matter. Like I got a bone in. I always do bone in, but I cut the bones off. Right. And then because you know how when you cook a prime rib, you want the inside, you want that perfect medium rare, but then you get like the outside that's kind of cooked more. It's kind of
I like the outside personally.
Stop it. First of all, I do. But so what I did was I put the prime rib on top of the bone. So like I separated the bone, put the prime rib on top, and then I had the bone was on the grill grate, tied it all up. So that way that outside layer was still medium rare when I cut it open.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Saw a video on that and it was like, oh, I got to try that. And then, seared it to get that nice crust on the griddle. It was beautiful.
So like in the Innova, you don't really have to worry about like everything. Just it's like a perfect as long as you monitor, because it has like kind of like your Traeger, right? Yeah, it has an automatic thermometer and stuff. So like once it hits 120, it's like pull it out, right? Like boom, done. And then we did a sear. But you know what we did the night before? We did a 20-hour dry brine.
Oh yeah,
on the prime rib.
You have to.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Well, the recipe I had only said like, oh, you only have to do it for a few hours. So I was going to do it just in the morning, and Dr. Ruff's like,
a minimum. You need to do it for at least a couple hours, but for best results, you want to do it for like you want to do it at least like overnight, 24 hours if you can, for sure.
Yeah, and then we did like we had some recipe. It was like a mustard, like a Dijon mustard with like rosemary and and butter and some stuff, and I mixed it all up, and I just did like a nice, right before I put it in, just did a nice glaze over the whole thing with it. And yeah, it turned out good. Not pretty, but good.
See, really mine was pretty and good. And you can see that, just find me on Instagram at King of Beers 24.
See, that's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up, because yours was very pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, it was delicious. And
okay, enough with this. This. People don't want to hear about like two middle-aged guys pretending they know something about, being a chef.
Listen, I full on recognize that I use a Traeger, which is essentially an easy bake oven for barbecue. I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Hey, so does the entire mountain that I live on. Okay. Yeah. When I was walking around here with the dog, it's like you just see Traegers galore. You can see the little smoke rings coming up.
Yeah.
And it smelled amazing.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
I just kept thinking, like, man, the bears have got to be just like waking up. Like, what's going on? What's going on out there?
Exactly.
All right. Now let's get to the thing everybody's been waiting. This is a comic book podcast.
It is.
And the thing that's just sitting on the tip of everybody's tongue.
Yeah.
Kraven, the Manhunter, or whatever the hell he is.
Yeah.
It was released, and that was about all that could be said from the sounds of it.
It'll be on Netflix here and probably by the time this episode drops.
I would say Tubi, but yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's funny? I have not seen it. I have no plans to see it. The same way I feel about the Joker movies is how I feel about these Sony Spider-Man movies that don't have Spider-Man in it. Is exactly what I said.
I have something for you. I have something for you.
Hold on. Let me finish. Okay.
You got me all excited.
What is hilarious is that I don't know if you saw this, but like the CEO of Sony Pictures was like, I don't understand why people didn't go see this. It's a good movie. It's literally like a quote of him.
You know what I've noticed just in the last couple months is, have you noticed
CEOs, man?
Well, yeah, we don't need to get into that, but yeah, CEOs. But have you noticed how like they're jumping on like TikTok and Instagram, and it's obviously just like paid, or it's people at the company.
Absolutely.
But in the comment section, like the first 20 comments are all like, wow, this movie was great. I saw a pre-screener, amazing. And it's like clips of the movie, but they're doing it for all the worst movies. Like Kraven was the most egregious, where it was like, oh man, this is like, they'd have some.
He got bit by a radioactive lion and became Kraven.
God, I gotta be honest. Sometimes comics make me like, just.
Well, that's not
like,
oh yeah, comic.
I know. They should have done what they did in Ultimate Spider-Man. That was the perfect.
Yeah.
Or hell, just done Sinister Six from Ultimate Spider-Man. It was perfect. You could even brought in the Avengers at some point.
Well, that's what they were trying to do, the Sinister Six, but again, without Spider-Man. So why are you doing this without Spider-Man? It makes no sense to me. It's so stupid.
I mean, I'm a firm believer that you can take any character and make them, with the right writing, make them incredibly interesting. But like James Gunn recently came out and said, I'm so sick and tired of comic book. Like he said, the movies that I'm making are not even going to be greenlit until they have a finished script and we know exactly what we're doing. Because all these movies, like for what you're finding out, is it's just people who are like, yeah, do it, start making it tomorrow. And then it's people
we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah. Which like, you can't do that with any project. I've worked on projects like that before, and it's just like, it makes it really difficult, really difficult.
Yeah. And that right there is what gives me hope for James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC universe is that right there, that they're not making movies until the script is like, the movie could be bad either way, but the fact that you're doing that is awesome. You're letting it be script driven, which is perfect.
Which is like how things used to be. You know what I mean? And to be, anyways, I got a list of movies, superhero movies that came out this year. Here's all the superhero movies that came out this year. Okay. And if you like, I even have their Rotten Tomato review.
Okay. Let's hear it. I personally don't give a shit about Rotten Tomatoes, but
I don't either, but
I want to hear what you say. I want to hear it.
I think they may have gotten it right. Okay. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up.
Okay.
And if there was, I'm just gonna say this: if there was ever a year to kill the superhero like film genre, this was the year.
This was the year. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna kick things off with Madam Web at a whopping 11%. Then we're going to follow it up with Kraven the Hunter at a staggering 16%.
So wait. Wait. So Kraven was rated better than Madam Web. Wow.
I mean, I've seen clips of both. I'm going to give Kraven the edge.
Okay. The
Crow.
Yeah.
The Crow, which it wasn't a continuation of the character.
No, it was a reboot, right?
It was a complete remake of the Brandon Lee movie, which if you talk to any of the actors or creators, at least that I've seen interviewed, they're all like, why would you remake that movie? Why not just the crow, like inhabits many different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could have made just it could have been a samurai movie, a Western. It could have been anything. Like there's so many different avenues.
That's interesting. That would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the origins of the crow, like how the crow came to be before it inhabits, the Brandon Lee character.
Who was the first crow? Like there's a lot of things that they could have done, but instead they were like, no, let's remake far the best movie in the series, because there's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them, and the one that somebody died making. Like, come on.
Yeah, which is insane. They got a 22%, which there was just a lot of I'm not going to watch it. I'm not. No, I'm just not, because I watched
any of them.
I watched the original Crow a couple months ago, and I was like, one, soundtrack dope.
Yep.
You know what? Your daughter would probably love the soundtrack.
Oh, I'm sure.
To The Crow. It's so good. Anyways. And also the movie still holds up. It's still good for a movie made in what was that, 92 or something? Yeah. So good. Okay. You were really thrilled about this. I think, what was it called? The Joker. Was it just called The Joker?
It was like Joker 2. What? I don't remember what it was, but
yeah. Anyways, it got a 32%.
Okay.
People did not dig it.
Yeah.
And that was both critic and viewers.
A lot of time the audience score is usually higher. Like people will enjoy it.
Yeah, like The Crow, the audience reviews were 63%.
Okay.
But I'm like, but who saw it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Craven. Craven was 73%. But again, it's I heard that no one saw the movie. So you're talking about what?
I'll probably watch Craven when it hits streaming.
I might.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll probably have to be drunk. And I only get drunk. I only get drunk twice a year.
That could be fun.
Oh, little BTR idea right there.
There we go.
Okay, here's Hellboy. People forget. That came out at the beginning of the year. Hellboy, the Crooked Hand. Or is that what it's called? No, the Crooked Man, excuse me.
Yeah, the Crooked Man.
Yeah, which nobody saw, unfortunately.
Well, it went to streaming. It was supposed to be a theatrical release, and then it went straight to streaming, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think it was released. No, I think you're right. I think it was
originally,
advanced ticket sale. It was a week or two before, maybe a week before it was going to be released. They're like, no, here's stream it on Amazon. Enjoy.
I'll be honest, I am interested in seeing that, but continue.
It got a 39%.
Okay. Audience?
56.
Okay.
So
not great.
Not great. This one's you'll hate this one, because I will probably watch this, even though I know it's going to be I'm not going to enjoy it at all.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's bad, because how dare I, but the new Venom movie, Venom 3, whatever it was.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Didn't you go to the theater and see that?
Opening day.
Well,
because
Big Bry, the Tom Hardy Venom super fan.
No, my son is, but
Dad, this movie rocks.
No, it was. He loved it, which is great. So,
yeah, that's all that matters.
That's fine. All that matters. I hated it though.
It got a 41% so far.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
You know what the audience said? And I'm guessing it was all these kids like Max.
Yeah.
81%.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It'll probably make $1 billion overseas or something.
I don't think it did very well.
No, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to speak out of turn on that, because I don't actually know. Because all the other Venom movies did not do that great in the States, but they did enormous.
The first one did really good in the States.
That's true.
First one did really good in the States.
But all of them do horribly well.
Yeah.
Overseas. And then the only diamond in the rough, Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
78% critic, 94 viewer. I'd say 94 is a little high. But
The first time I would agree with that. Like I was like seeing the theater, super fun. I did a rewatch and I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's not something that I would ever feel the need to watch again, if that makes sense. Like there's certain movies that I watch on
that
repeat
wasn't me tainting your soul, was it? Because like I had voiced a lot of like, oh, I liked it, but it didn't like, ooh.
No, not at all. The second time I watched it, it had a hard time like keeping my attention, if that makes sense. And listen, we just did a rewatch. We do an annual every year, usually Thanksgiving, but we pushed it to Christmas this year because of my wife's surgery. It was foot, very minor surgery. She's fine. But
she's fine. Go walk yourself to the fridge. God.
Yeah, exactly. God. We did a rewatch of the
Husband of the Year.
Yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
We did a rewatch of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and
how was it?
It's incredible, dude. It's incredible, and it's like frustrating to see how good it is, how well it holds up. Not only like storytelling, acting, cinematography, but like visual effects. Still, there's a couple of spots that are a little wonky, but again, it was made in the early 2000s. But it's like
before you had like 4K televisions.
Yeah, I mean? How does this still hold up so well? And we get movies like
I'll tell you why. It's because Peter Jackson gave himself like multiple heart attacks making that movie through his level of dedication and like destroyed his body.
And we thank him for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because he like put everything he had into that movie.
There's still three of the greatest movies ever made. And what's even worse is like the new TV show, The Rings of Power that's on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. And like at one point, Peter Jackson like wrote a letter to Amazon and offered like his services to come consult on the show. They turned him down.
Why? Well,
probably money.
I was gonna say maybe there's a price tag attached.
Probably. I'm sure there was. I wouldn't expect
that show can't be cheap, but I saw Amazon Prime's Christmas commercial this year with like every celebrity under the sun. Like they can afford Peter Jackson.
Yeah, and they should have.
Yeah. Then again, though, I will say The Hobbit.
The Hobbit's it's still good though. It's still good, but it's not
good, but like
it's not Lord of the Rings, but it's still good.
Yeah, the magic. He had his magic run.
Well, they waited They waited almost 10 years. They waited like 10 years to start the new one, and I think if they would have made it a little sooner, the magic still would have been there.
I also honestly I feel like for the level of dedication that he put into those movies, and then King Kong, like people forget which King Kong, like it was okay. Like
right after that,
yeah. Like I remember
it flopped big time from what I remember.
Kong, it did well, but it was like people were expecting Lord of the Rings, but it didn't do like the kind of numbers that everyone thought it would. But it's Peter Jackson's favorite movie across the board.
Yeah.
So like I remember I was in college and I was watching at the time on YouTube, I think he was doing like a vlog. Remember when vlogs were brand new?
I do remember vlogs. This is essentially what this is.
Essentially, he was doing a vlog for like, it's like 2.5 years. And it was just Kong. It was just Kong pre-production. I watched every single episode while I was in undergrad.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was one of the things that like, I was like, oh my God, this is like I want to be part of this kind of mechanism. Like, this is crazy, guys. We'll get like this dedicated.
Oh yeah.
Just like minute detail. Now I look at that and be like, oh, I don't like that'll just destroy you. But I mean,
well, hold on a second. Let's, while we're talking about the superhero movies of 2024 that by all means should have killed the industry.
You know what though? That Superman trailer,
I say there's cause for hope, right,
dude? And that, so like that trailer dropped, right?
Yeah.
Dropped like I think it was on Friday.
Yeah, it dropped like,
you know me. I am not a Superman fan.
No.
Because like I don't like what they've done, especially cinematically. Because I think, let's just be realistic. most people know Superman from TV and film than they do the
Agreed.
comics these
Most
days.
people, the majority of people think of Christopher Reeves, right? Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
That's right. And then I think maybe second you put probably Henry Cavill, right?
Yeah.
And I would say younger generations like Max.
Yeah.
It's Henry Cavill.
For sure.
And Henry Cavill did a great job, but it was the vehicle that he was in that had a lot of the issues because the entire, like, you watch it Superman and it was just like, it was all about like how badass Superman is, right? You might as well play a Metallica song. And it's just Superman like, you can't beat me, I'm the best, and punching people through buildings and taking their hits and just doing like, and smirking at them. And it was cool. It was fun.
I like those movies, but I completely 100% agree with you.
But it was missing. And then this trailer dropped, and we don't know if the movie's going to be good or not. Nope. The movie could totally suck, but the trailer, I don't know about you, man, but I got emotional.
Oh, 100%.
I almost cried. I had to hold myself back. I was like, the whole time I watched it, I'm like,
just let it go, man.
Why am I almost going to cry? Yeah. Like, don't cry. It's a stupid trailer. Like, don't cry. What is wrong with you? And I watched it again, and I'm like getting all teary eyed, like, it's because he's there. They hit whatever essence that Superman represents. He is the representation of humanity.
Yep.
And at its purest
he's the best
form.
of us, even though he isn't one of us.
Yeah, he's the best representation of what it means to be part of the human condition.
Yeah.
And I took it to, I do this panel breaks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this once a month get together up at the museum here in Anchorage. And we've got young creators and old creators that are like, some are ARs, some do, watercolor. And, we've got like one guy's a musician. He comes in, he does like pixel art and drawing and stuff. And so none of them are real like big Superman fans, right? They're not like big, like they read comics, but different, like manga, all kinds of stuff. Anyways, I played the trailer for them on the big screen. I put it like,
oh yeah,
dude, every single person in the room got emotional. Like everyone was doing the same, like the hard swallow, like,
oh yeah.
And then it was one of those, we had this great discussion of like,
why?
None of us here are Superman fans, but why are we all having this like very like human, visceral, emotional connection to this character? And it was just what we talked about, and I don't know. I'm ranting now.
No, I think that movie, or at least the trailer, gives you a lot of hope for what comic book movies could and should be. Right?
Yeah. Except if it's a Lobo movie, cut the Metallica music or the Motorhead, and I want like, I want it to be like the Ultimate Warrior meets Jake the Snake on steroids. Like that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. And all right. So there are, it looks like 5 major comic book movies coming out in 25. Okay. So I want you to tell me if you think that they're going to be hits. You say hit or miss. All right. So
let's start. Can we start with Superman?
Yep. Superman.
Hit.
I agree. Let's go. The one that comes out the soonest, or 4 of them, 4 major ones, not 5. Sorry. You got Captain America, Brave New World. Hit or miss?
Can I go in between?
That's a little weak, but
I think it's going to be underappreciated. I think it's going to be an underappreciated hit.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Like I think it'll be really good. I think it's going to be good, but I don't know if people are going to be super fired up.
That makes sense.
Check it out.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Because like the Falcon was I liked Falcon as Captain America. I thought it was it made all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you remember how much controversy there was in the comic series?
Oh yeah.
Like there was people that were like, I'm never reading Captain America again. And it's like, dude, Steve will be back. Just relax. Like,
yeah. Well, and then they just announced that Chris Evans is coming back for the Avengers Doomsday. But are they going to pull an RDJ and have him play a different character?
They could.
Yeah,
they could.
They could.
I mean, I would love to see Captain America and the Falcon. I don't know what they're calling the Falcon these days. I don't
Captain
know if he's
America.
just Captain. I'd love to see the two Caps like unite
I do
because I
too.
think if it was done right, like the Superman trailer, I think it could be a very empowering subtext.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have a super badass, cool story like Winter Soldier was, but I think you could also do like what the Cap comics did back in the day and have some very interesting underlining statements about politics, about society, all that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff, and bringing those two characters together because I just think it could be really really great. It could be as good as Winter Soldier, personally. Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
also a Cap fan, so I'm biased.
you are. All right,
Yeah.
next one.
Anyways,
Thunderbolts.
okay. Cue the Metallica music.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna
I
be a
know.
lot of fun. I think it'll be a hit. But I think it's one of those where it's like, man, you want to go for just a fun action movie? Go to the Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
Like, I think it's gonna be a fun. Yeah, I really do.
I agree. And then Fantastic Four.
Hmm. I want to say hit, but
I think I think
I think it's gonna be a miss. I think it's gonna be.
Listen, they haven't made a good Fantastic Four. They made 3 of them. All 3 have sucked.
All three sucked hard.
My faith is low. I need to see a trailer. I need to see something before I can like give any sort of determination.
Are there no DC movies coming out besides Superman?
No, that's
Just
it.
the one.
Yeah, no scripts. No scripts. They did just greenlight a live action Clayface movie.
Really? Well, they got a script then.
This is exactly. And then they greenlit a Bane Deathstroke team up movie.
What?
Yeah,
Are these animated or live action?
live action.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I just heard that Batman Brave and the Bold has been delayed because there's no script. I know that the Batman.
What's Brave and the Bold?
So that
Is that the cartoon series?
Well, it's a cartoon series, but that's supposed to be the title of the movie of James Gunn's the Batman and James Gunn's DC universe.
Interesting.
And then, because then you've got the Pattinson Batman, right? The Batman.
Yeah.
That movie, the Batman Part 2, got delayed a full year to 2027 because the script isn't done yet. No, just because the script isn't where they want it.
I mean, I'd rather delay it before you start production, right? Like, just wasting money at that point.
I don't disagree.
And it's not like Batman's gonna not be popular.
Exactly.
The Bane death. Now, see, I think a Deathstroke movie would be really interesting, but don't make him a hero. Make him full, like, go like the Mechanic with it.
Yeah,
like, he's a bad guy, and you're rooting for the bad guy.
That's my thought is that he's a contract killer going to take out Bane because normally because Deathstroke had his own comic, right? Where he was not a good guy. He was, I wouldn't even call him an anti-hero.
Was that the one from like 10 years ago?
They've done multiple. Yeah, they've done multiple Deathstroke solo runs where
that was the closest I came to working at DC.
That would have been awesome.
I mean, I don't know if I would have had the chops. You know what? Fuck it. No, I would have had the chops for it. I would have chopped up for that. Yeah. Shout out to Ben Dewey. Ben Dewey, I don't know if he got approached to it or whatever, but he put my name and I got an email from DC. This was like years ago, right? Like I want to say maybe maybe it was around like 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyways, and yeah, they were like, "Ooh, it's down to you and like a couple other guys." And then they, like the guy got it was like some I don't know, some badass artist.
Sure.
Some guy who's got like he's just where it's like, of course they're gonna go with him. He's amazing. So I couldn't have been upset, but I was like, "Ooh, Deathstroke!" Like I was like, okay, like I'm not a big DC guy, but like that's a guy I could get behind. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think you make him Deathstroke is like morally gray at best.
Yeah.
He's a guy where you give him a contract and he's going to complete the contract. It doesn't matter if it's like a contract for a good person or a contract for a bad person. But then if you betray him, he hunts you down. And my thing is that it'll probably something along those lines, which would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do a Lobo movie. Wasn't that in the works?
I have not heard about a Lobo movie, but
Jason Momoa's Lobo. That's all we need. That's what I need.
Jason Momoa wants to play Lobo. He's been like campaigning to play Lobo, I feel like, for a decade.
I saw an interview with him where he said like when he got called in to do Justice League or whatever it was,
yeah,
they didn't tell him what he was reading for. He thought he was reading for Lobo. Like he just assumed like there's no other character that I even like fit the physical description of. He's like, yeah, Justice League fighting Lobo. That makes all the sense, which kind of does. That would be fun.
It really does. It does.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
And then they were like Aquaman. And he was like, what? No.
So good.
No. Fine. How much money?
Well, we saw the movie. It's fine. Yeah.
He
was fine.
He looked cool.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
I never saw the second one. The first one was like an okay popcorn movie, but it wasn't anything special.
I did watch the first. Yeah, it was like
the first one made $1 billion, dude. That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. People loved it. But Aquaman, I think, does really well outside the States. I don't think he's a big popular guy here, but I think outside he's pretty popular.
Well, except for that one dude from Emerald City Comic Con who had the journal of all the Aquaman commissions.
You know what? That might have been the most fun I've ever had doing a commission.
You knocked that one out. That was awesome.
Well, it was seeing like all these like A-list artists, what they did, and then finding out how much the guy paid for him, and then like being like, yeah, okay, watch this. Now, did I spend way more time on it than I probably should have? Yes,
100%.
Of course.
Yeah.
But then you lie and be like, yeah, it's just a quick sketch. That's the secret.
What they all do anyway. They're like,
yeah,
wake up sketch. It's like, no.
Dude,
no.
I saw somebody post. I don't remember who the artist was. This was like 2 days ago, but I almost threw my phone because I was like, oh, bullshit. But it looked like a full-on DC cover. Like, DC has these great covers all the time. It looked like a full-on cover. I can't remember. It was like a drawing of like Wolverine or something, but it was like ridiculous. And they're like, yeah, just bang this out as my warm-up before I start the workday. And it's like, fuck you, no, you didn't. Wait, you colored it? Like, how long you been picking away at this drawing? It was just like super detailed and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to start doing that.
The last 3 strokes of the color was the warm-ups.
Yeah. Like, I know some guys are fast, but like, give me a break. Like, you're not that. You came up with the composition, everything, and like, I just did this during my morning coffee. Well, shoot, you should cranking out a graphic novel a week then, aren't you? Like, God, I hate it when people do that. Just like, be honest. I've been picking at this all week or all month.
All month is more. That's more like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's funny.
I
wonder I bet you some guys do it just purposely to troll because people are like, oh, they did that in like an hour.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Not just a troll, but also like, hey, look, Marvel and DC. I knocked this out of a morning sketch.
Look how good I am. So good.
Can't touch me. Get out of here, Jim Lee. I'm here.
I impress myself even. Well, it's been kind of an interesting year for comics this year.
Yeah.
Did you have any, since it is like, this is the last of the year, right? Probably last episode of the year. Did you have any like big highlights, any things that stuck out for you?
I mean, this is going to sound, everyone's going to know what I'm going to say, anyone who listens to the show. But the big highlights for me were the Turtles reboot and the Absolute Batman. I mean, they have just been absolute stunners in my opinion.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people that would agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's an easy one, especially when you're talking to a Turtles and Batman guy like me, but they've just,
meanwhile, my book's framed right over your shoulder, just sitting there, but we won't talk about that. That's not,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
But it's no Turtles and Batman.
Sorry.
It's a people pleaser.
But yeah, I think I had zero expectations coming into both of those books. Like, kind of being like, it got to the point for Turtles where towards the end where I was like, I'm not even really reading this anymore. I'm letting it stack up to like 6, 7, 8 issues before I read them, because I'm just kind of putting it off to where I get it and I read it now. It excites me. Same with the Absolute Batman. So that's why I would put them up there for me. What about you?
Oh God, I didn't really read that much this year.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some great stuff, but there wasn't anything that really, like I'll never that one year when Barry Windsor Smith dropped
Yeah.
Monsters, and it was just like, I mean, that was just like, wow, man, that's such a game changer. I didn't have one of those this year. I read a lot of great stuff, but I'm looking over at the pile over there, and yeah, there just wasn't really anything that really made me. I think the most interesting thing I read was that Canker book. That was really good. That was like a big surprise, a really big surprise.
I'll be reading a lot more now because I finally replaced my iPad. So
nice.
And as the listeners and that I like to read in bed at night, and I read a lot of comics.
Snuggle down in the bed.
Yep, under my little blankie. Yep,
giant man, tiny blankie, little dog comics.
Yeah, so I'll be looking forward to doing a lot of reading in 2025. I've actually been reading novels in the last few months, so
I have
a lot of novel reading.
6 novels stacked up on my bedside that I'm like, I'm going to read this every night to fall asleep. One of these books, I never touch them. Yeah. I make about 30 seconds into a YouTube video and then I fall asleep.
I'm not as obviously I don't know anyone who is a big of a reader as Dr. Wife, but I've knocked the last few months. I'm on my 3rd book. Knocking out right now. So yeah, that's pretty good for me.
I don't know how many books she read this year. I mean, she was laid up a lot with sickness and surgeries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I bet you she still popped 1,000 books easy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And we're not talking like comic books.
We're talking like, novels.
Yeah, like 400, anywhere from 400 to 1,200 page novels. Yeah. Like it's been driving her crazy because she had her sinuses like reconstructed, right? Because the whole, I don't know why it happened, but that's unprofessional.
Wow.
I know.
Shitbag.
Oh God, it's my sister. Ew.
If she calls me, I can tap her through onto the call. I can get her on the show.
Dude, she won't call you. She's in Korea right now. She's not calling. I don't know why she's calling me.
Good. I don't want her to call me.
Must be bored. No, like, dude, Dr. Wife, she had to get her sinuses reconstructed, right?
Yeah.
And then they had to like do some stuff with her vocal cord. Anyways, we saw the x-rays pre-surgery. You would have thought Dr. Wife. Now, I always say she's tough because she is, but apparently I didn't know this. She was doing some like underground boxing in her 20s because her entire nose, like it didn't look like it, but the x-ray, it was all like just to the left, like it was all collapsed, just crushed on the left side. It looked insane. I was like, what have you been doing? You're like, are you in a fight club that I don't know about? Also, can I take bets? Yeah. But she's recovering well. She's recovering well. She's got the splints in the nose.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I read maybe like 2 novels this year.
All right.
Really
I'm
embarrassed.
I'm finishing up my 3rd right now, and I've got a 4th one that I'm getting ready to read. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This year, you remember this year I was like, all right, I'm pitching. Like this year I'm hunkering down. I'm doing a lot of pitching this year. And I did.
Yeah. I know.
And I lost on all of them except for one. I got one that's out there still. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Let's come on now. Come on.
Yep. Make it happen.
Gods be willing. Make it happen. And
manifest it.
Manifestation. We need to have like a graphic that says manifest. Yeah.
I mean, you're the graphic guy. You make one. I'll use it.
Can we have a sound effect for it too? So
you know what? You do the graphic.
Manifest.
I'll make the sound effect. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, make a note because it's got to go in right here.
Got it.
Timestamp.
Got it. I did make a note. I'm going to put it in.
It's coming. Manifest. Yeah. Yeah, no, this year kind of, I got to be honest, it kicked my ass. Like, it really kicked my ass professionally. So, Tyga did really well. That for me, that was a big focal point of getting that out there. It didn't do well, like necessarily online because I didn't really promote it too well, which is something that I'm probably going to put more energy into in this coming year.
Nice.
That's the thing. Like, I think well, we do it with the podcast, right?
Yeah,
like
we don't promote at all.
No, we don't promote at all. But like, we're definitely, our numbers dipped quite a bit. And so now we're like, oh, let's change course. And now we're doing video.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you kind of have to do in whatever spectrum of creativity that you're in, is sometimes you're like, man, stuff is not working. So let's go. Let's go down this road.
Yeah. And Tiger Cubs, feel free to help boost our numbers by, subscribing to the YouTube, Blue Tiger Revenge, youtube.com, subscribe, share, get your friends to subscribe, do it.
Yeah. Like a drug. Do it. What are you? Some type of loser? What are you, a nerd?
Yeah.
Come on.
Come
on. This is what all the cool kids are doing.
They're all subscribing to Blue Tiger Revenge.
I don't know if my hood's big enough. Probably.
There you go.
That's what all the cool kids are doing. Come on.
Come with me into the metaverse.
You got what's his name? What's the Facebook guy?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Zucker.
Yeah. Zucky.
Yeah. Zuck, you want to come on, man? Come on, the Blue Tiger.
Man. Yeah. Talk to us about your fight game, buddy. That's what I want to hear.
Did you see the little article that was posted about him?
No, I'm sure he wrote it and probably paid them to release it, but what was it?
I guess he's like working out with a bunch of pro UFC guys.
I hope they're just charging the fuck. I hope they're charging him so much money.
Yeah, he's buying his way. I mean, I would imagine what he's paying for them, like to come into their camp or to like get privates is. If they're not charging him like just through the nose, because he's like a super fan too, but like, I mean, I'm no expert by any means, but I spent some time on the mat.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was a kid, I've seen him move. He moves like a guy's 40 years old. Like, he's not like, I saw something where he's like, oh yeah, I really wish I would have like wrestled when I was in high school and college. It's like, no, dude, there's a reason why you didn't. Like,
yeah.
Okay. There's a reason why you didn't. Like,
yeah.
Sorry.
It's that thing, right? Where, athletes want to be actors or musicians, and then musicians and actors want to be athletes. It's that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That is perfectly put.
Yeah.
Perfectly put. Yeah. It's interesting.
Podcasters want to be boxers and UFC fighters. Yeah.
Some of them are making a lot of money doing some I don't know if the boxing's good, but they're making some money from what I heard.
Boxing isn't good, but they're making money. So kudos.
What a weird year, man.
Is a weird year. Yeah.
Yeah. From like elections to Mike Tyson's butt. Like, guy.
It's been
just the last few months. You're just like, what is happening? What?
It's hard to envision. But here we are.
We've made it. We've made it. God. Yeah. Yeah. I got a dog and a cat.
You did. Yeah.
We're rebuilt. We're the Galusha household, we're like really in a rebuilding phase, as they say.
Yeah.
We're like a sports team.
Yeah. It's funny. I've gotten so I got both of my kids into the show Psych. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. It's a USA show. It ran from 2006 to 2014. They've made 3 movies. They're making more. I
haven't seen any of it. But I know what it is.
Hilarious show. But I've got both of my kids are like into it and watching it. And the funniest is like it came out, I think it premiered in July of 2006, also the same month and year that like my daughter was born. And so we're watching episodes and she'll see something. She was like, "You said that to me all the time growing up," realizing that all of
you
my
stole it from the show.
I stole from that show.
See, kids, never find out the source. Never find out the source from the material that you love, because then you realize wasn't that brilliant.
Oh, it was brilliant. That show is brilliant.
No, I meant you. Like,
no,
she's like,
I'm an idiot.
Man, my dad is the funniest. Then she's like, he's just repeating lines from a TV show. God damn it.
Yeah.
He's not original in any way.
Not at all.
That's funny. That's actually really funny though.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
And then Max loves it too. We watch it. We've been watching it all winter break. So
yeah. I was trying to goat you into like putting on some type of like 80s action movie last night, and you're like, nope, we're psyching it up.
Mm-hmm.
We're psyched out. That's what we're doing. Sorry, bud.
Yep. Yeah.
What's going to be the next big action series for him?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Has he done he's done Terminators, right?
Not the first one, but we watched T2.
I mean, that's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah, agreed.
It's the best. Why not T1?
It's
a little slower, I guess. It's
well, it's a little more horror vibe, and it's got the pretty gnarly sex scene with Sarah Connors and Kyle Reese. Oh yeah.
I always just watched the TBS version, so I never got to see that. Yeah. What? I didn't know there was a gnarly sex scene.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh, I'm gonna have to watch the movie now.
Yeah. Yeah, how else do you think they made John Connor, man? You know?
Well, I know that like in the when you watch it on TNT or TBS, right? Like we did as kids who grew up on cable. They would like right as things would start to get steamy, they would just kind of like go to commercial, and then like it was like they would edit it in like a way where, and then they'd come back and it was like the next morning or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they actually did. If you go think about it, they did pretty good edits.
They did.
To make the movies where they cut out all the grisly, like I remember the first time I watched They Live, and I was like, oh, I don't like this movie's cool, but it's not that. And then I watched like the AMC version with no commercials, and it was like, oh man, this is way more violent. This is awesome.
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what the next one is. So
okay,
the next Arnold movie. So
has he watched Alien and Aliens?
He won't. His mom has passed on the fear of those movies to him.
Dude, he's a kid in like 2025. He's gonna look at that and be like, "This is scary." Okay, look at a nice rubber suit. Woo! Yeah. Oh, look, a jump scare. Didn't see that coming a mile away.
Probably.
I was actually thinking about Jaws the other day because I told you like, oh, you guys should watch Jaws.
We are going to watch Jaws. That's one of the ones we're going to watch. But
yeah, he might actually not. Like you said, he might think it's boring. I'm like, yeah, I wonder if kids think that those movies, because that was like the first time, like the whole like, oh, you're not going to see the monster until the very end and stuff, or like not monster, but like that was all kind of like that was all very original at the time. Where now it's like they'll look at it and be like, oh, look at this cliche. It's like, no, this is what created the cliche. Yeah, like this is yeah.
What are you talking about? I saw the Meg. I don't need to see Jaws.
Yeah. Meg is way bigger. Meg would totally destroy Jaws. You're like, no, this is like a good movie, not just crap. Like, God damn it.
Yeah. We'll have to decide. Listeners, I'm taking recommendations. From the Tiger Cubs. What is the next action movie? Preferably in the 80s, that Max and I should watch. I'll take your recommendations. Cobra's a good one.
And I don't think there's any sex in it.
I don't think so.
No, you just have that like sharpening his blade on the whetstone.
Yeah.
Which is it's weirdly sexual. It's weird. Go back and watch it. Where you're like, oh, this guy is. I don't know. He
really loves that knife. Yeah,
he really liked that knife.
Mm-hmm.
I love the knife. I love the opening scene in the grocery store, and he's like, "I'm the savior of the new world. Get the TV cameras in here." Can't do that. I don't deal with psychos. Just so stupid.
So dumb.
It's about. I mean, how did they not make 1 million Cobras?
They were trying to do a TV show. Stallone was trying to do a TV show a couple years ago that didn't pan out. I think he's doing Tulsa King instead. But
Marion Cobretti, that was his name.
Was that his name? Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I don't think I've seen it like 50. I just watched it so many times, like when I was in high school and college.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Yeah,
it's
such a fun movie.
It's a good one.
The car chase scenes in that movie are just insane. Where you're like, "There's how many vehicles did they go through in this?"
Maybe we'll do Rambo, at least the first one.
Yeah, there's no sex in that. None.
No, not in any of them.
You guys, that's where you kind of draw the line, right? Like,
yeah,
it's the risque stuff,
which is ridiculous. It's so American, right? But
yeah, like people getting their like guns, shooting people, and it's like, oh, whoa, there was a tit. Oh, not happening.
Cover your eyes.
Cover your. Oh, my poor son. Meanwhile, he's watching some dude like bleed. Didn't you watch Commando?
We did watch Commando. Yeah.
Yep.
And Predator, where
there's literally skinned humans hanging from trees, and you're like, yeah, well, like he's an alien. That's what he does.
Exactly. Fine. It's fine.
Just trophies. Come on, relax. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. But God forbid a side boob. Maybe
Can't have it.
No. Oh, there's a girl with a perm wearing lingerie. Look out.
Yeah, exactly. Can't have it. Can't have that. But
I love it.
I don't know. But hit us up, Blue Tiger Revenge or Blue Tiger Podcast at gmail.com. Hit us up with your 80s movies recommendations that I should watch with my 10-year-old.
Does here's a good question.
Yeah.
So he's 10.
Yep.
Max is a pretty smart kid. He's a pretty smart kid. Does he grasp, like, if you watch like a classic movie, say you're watching like a Kurosawa film or something, he's very young, but like, does he grasp that, like, what makes, like, oh, this movie's like important, or this movie's like really good? I don't know why yet, but it's better than, like, say, The Meg or something like that.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Because I remember, like, that was something, like, my dad and I, we watched a lot of movies together, but like there were certain movies he would like really like, this movie's important. Could never tell me why, but it'd always be like, Casablanca or something. It'd be like, this movie's a big deal. You need to watch this. You'd watch it and not know. I've
never seen it.
Like, dude, didn't you like take a film class?
Yeah, never seen it.
Did you almost go to film school?
I did. Never seen it.
Oh my god! You know what? I feel like you and Zack Snyder would be like.
If I would have, I want to make 80s action movies, man. That's what I want to do. I don't.
Well, I mean, you can still, God forbid you watch the classics.
I've seen some classic movies, man, but I've just never seen Casablanca. So
you're like, yeah, Gator. It's a great movie. Anything with Burt Reynolds before 92. Classic. Cannonball Run. Oh my God.
Tango and Cash. Come on, man. Rambo is a pussy. Great.
Dude,
my Stallone is horrible, but yeah.
He's a hard one. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Oh, you know what? Rocky 4. Boom. Just throw it in. Just no context. Well, Rocky 4 is great.
3 because he loves Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger's in all of them.
No, it's not. It's in Rocky 3. It's not in any of the other ones.
It's not in
Rocky
1
4.
or 2?
Rocky 4 is Burning Heart by Survivor and Hearts on Fire.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eye of the Tiger wasn't in
Negative.
Really? But they had that whole scene with the tiger.
Because the whole thing of Rocky 3 was Apollo telling him he's got to get the Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger, man.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
Come on, man. We ain't got no time. He says something like that.
There is
do tomorrow. Oh, there is no tomorrow. Come on, Rock. There is no tomorrow. That's one of the best lines.
It's great.
And then it's followed up by maybe the greatest. And this, I would put this beach running scene up against any episode of Baywatch.
Oh, I agree.
It's beautiful. Like, you will never see just two men who like appreciate one another as much as in Rocky 3.
Agreed.
Like, I love that. I wish I had that kind of like. There's just I've never had that kind of friendship. Sorry, Brian. Sorry.
Wow. I say I would run on the beach with you. It'd be fine.
Okay, we can do it.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to push me though to like really
I'd
come on.
I'd probably be like a quarter mile behind you, like gasping, but I would do it.
We did do it. Oh man, that's such a good movie. All those movies are good. I mean, Rocky, the first Rocky film is just a good film, and then after that, they kind of slowly like evolve into, like crazy sports action movies.
2 is more of a film, a good film. Before I think 3 is when it turns into like the over the top action spectacle, juiced out. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, when Mr. T though first shows up on, hey woman, when he's yelling at his wife, Natalia Shire.
Yeah.
Oh, such an intense. Yeah. Oh man, I haven't watched those movies in forever.
Me either.
I really haven't.
Me either.
I did see. I sent it to you. Have you seen that thing going around like Instagram where they're like, "Whoa, Rocky might not be that great of a guy," because it's like he's talking to the guy he works for. It's in the first one, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was 2, I believe. I believe that was 2, wasn't it? Because he was.
No, the first was when he's going on the date. In the first one, he's first going to go on a date with Talia Shire.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's talking to the guy.
Like Mob Muscle. He was like Mob Muscle before.
Yeah, he was a breaker. He was a breaker, and he'd go to the docks, and he was a loan collector.
Yeah,
and he was talking to his boss, the loan shark, and the loan shark's driver is like, I won't say the word, but he's like, take her to the zoo. I hear,
the
mentally disabled going to the zoo, and then in the second one, he takes her to the zoo and proposes to her.
Yeah.
Rock, come on, buddy. You can do better than that. Come on. That's terrible.
You can.
I never noticed. It just never clicked. And, because he gets all pissed.
Yeah.
He's all pissed when that guy said that. And then he ends up taking her to the zoo to propose. Just terrible.
Yeah.
God damn it, Rocky.
Come on, man. Do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Do better,
Rock. Come on, Rock. Let's go,
It
Rocco.
was the 70s, man. It was the 70s. It was a different time.
I mean,
it wasn't even the 80s. It was the 70s.
It was the 70s. Also, I'd say the zoo is a good date, first date.
Great first date. Yeah. Unless you're me, like, I'm one of those dudes. Because I go through the zoo in like an hour. I'm like, cool animal, on to the next. Cool animal, on to the next. Cool animal, on to the next.
That looks like an elephant. All right.
Pretty much. I'm terrible to go to zoos and museums with because I'm in and out real fucking quick.
I mean, at least you get to see everything.
Exactly.
She's over there like, oh, look, it says an elephant can. You're already like to the giraffes.
Yeah.
She's reading the thing. You're already at the.
I don't need to read the thing, man. I want to see the elephant, and then I want to go see the fucking cheetah. On to the next. Unless they're doing something cool, I'll stand and watch. But if they're just chilling, I saw them.
If they're not fighting to the death, I'm not sticking around.
Exactly.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, but that's pretty much all animals do at the zoo. Is they just kind of sit there like, I hate my life. Please get me out of here.
Yeah.
Dude. It's funny though. You're not like that at Comic-Con. You're like, whoa, hold up. And then you like talk to the person, and then you're like, well, let me go through their stuff, Yeah,
that's true.
But at the zoo, you're like, yeah. You're like Crocodile Dundee with TV. He turned it on. He looks at me like, yeah, that's what my friend said he saw. And then he just turned it off. Ooh, there's a good one. Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, that is a great one, actually. That's a really good one.
And it's funny,
It is.
I don't think there's any like gratuitous sex or anything like that in there.
Well, it's not rated R. I don't even think it's rated R, is it? I think it's PG-13.
I think it's PG-13. I think you're right.
Yeah. I love Crocodile Dundee. It's a great movie.
Crocodile Dundee was, strong fictional hero in the House of Galusha growing up.
Same.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like we're just talking about old movies. Like It's like comics inspire culture, culture inspires comics. It's like, you know what? Let's talk about old movies from the 70s and 80s that half our listeners have never heard of.
Well, now you have, and it's your duty as a Tiger Cub to go and watch Crocodile Dundee and report back.
Did you ever watch the sequel? The second one was okay.
I've seen the second one. I saw the third one in theater because it came out in the early 2000s.
Right. Wasn't he supposed to, like, he's reconnecting with his kid or something like that?
I believe so. Yeah. He comes to LA and they're like ordering drive-through and think it's the funniest fucking thing. That's what I remember about that movie.
I remember there was talk about doing one with Hemsworth, and then they ended up just doing that like really funny commercial.
Listen, with, this is what we need to unite the world. We need Crocodile Dundee 4. Paul Hogan, come back.
Come on, buddy.
Come back. I don't know how old he is now. He's probably pretty old.
He's got to be in his 70s.
Let's see.
I'm going to guess 75.
All right. I'm going to go, you know what? Price is Right. 74.
Oh.
All right. Paul Hogan.
Let's spin the wheel.
85.
Whoa, we were way off. Wow. Wow, 85. Yeah, he's not coming back, dude. He's not coming back.
Bring him back.
Maybe a cameo. Wow, I didn't realize he's that old. Did you ever watch he had a variety show?
I did not.
Yeah. I think it was before he did Crocodile Dundee. He had like it's just a series of vignettes, like skits.
Okay.
Kind of like SNL.
I know he's a comedian before Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. And then, I mean, that was the 80s though, right? You do like one movie and you're like, you're that character for the rest of your life. Here's a bunch of money. Congratulations. Yep. People love you.
Yep.
That'll
unite the world, man. Croc Dundee 4, one last time. Put on the hat one last time. Let's go.
Who was remember his buddies that like hung out at the they had that like bar out in the bush?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always liked the big guy. I forget what his name, but he hung out with the little dude.
I don't remember. Yeah.
They're in the sequel, or maybe I think it was the sequel. I forget the guy's name, but I think he called him I think his name was Donk. I think his name was Donk or something like that. Because I remember the scene, there's like the bad guys, they're like the Colombian drug guys. They come up on him and they're like, "You don't have any gun," or something like, "We've got," and he's like, "I've got a dunk." And they're like, "What?" And then this big, just gnarly, guy with like no teeth, he's like, "Hey," and just beats him up.
I need to rewatch that, man. I think
you know what?
I think that's the ticket,
solve
man.
The riddle.
Yeah. I did.
Max is gonna be like, "This is your guy."
I'll be like, "Shut your mouth."
Dude, Carl Winslow is in that. Like Carl, the man Winslow, is in Crocodile Dundee.
That's right. Plus, it's only an hour and a half. We've seen. Yeah. I think that's it. Croc Dundee, man. That's it. That's the ticket.
Dude, last time I watched that movie was when I was just recently in Texas with my sister, where I had to share a hotel room with her.
I'm so sorry.
With her disgusting cats.
Yeah.
Because we were road tripping,
Yeah.
And, dude, she found Crocodile Dundee on TBS and she's like, "Oh, shit. They're playing both movies. We're watching them." It was like midnight. And, yeah, I kept trying to turn it off because she'd fall asleep. And then, like, an old man would wake up. "No, don't turn it off."
She's an old dad. Like, I was watching that.
Yeah, that's exactly what. It got mad at me. And it's like, you've been asleep for the last 15 minutes. Like, it's 1 a.m. Let me go to bed. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's it.
Crocodile Dundee. We solved it. We solved the riddle, folks.
Solved the riddle.
We did this entire podcast just to solve it.
I'll report back on the findings. So
I'm honestly curious. I'm very curious in this experiment. What does Gen, whatever he is, what is the new Gen called?
Is it Z? I think it's Z, isn't it?
All right. What does Gen Z think of Crocodile Dundee?
Yeah. We'll find out next time.
Do you want next time on Blue Tiger Revenge? Do they think he's cool, or do they just think he's crazy?
Well, they love Jake Paul, so I have to think they'll think Croc Dundee is cool.
Good point.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, just steer back towards comics.
Yeah,
It's
let's
still
do it.
TV related. What you think of Creature Commandos? Did you start watching that?
I am loving it. I think it's so much fun. I think the animation is great. The voice actors. I am digging the fact that one, it's ballsy to choose your first title of your new like cinematic universe as an animated HBO TV show.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that.
And I think honestly, it's working. I like the fact that like we're already in a universe where monsters and heroes and Themyscira and all of these things already exist.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's pretty great. I love that the actors that they cast in these animated roles will play the characters if they ever show up in live action. Cause I know that Frank Grillo, who plays Rick Flag Sr., he is in Superman.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I like that. I think that that's really great that they're doing that.
I mean, I think you can say you look at like that Harley Quinn cartoon. I never really watched it. I caught a few clips here and there.
I watched the first couple seasons. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's really well done. It's funny. I think it has appeal to an older audience.
Yeah.
They've got some really good jokes. It's really well done. Like if there's one thing, like DC may, the DC cinematic movies may not have like done what they wanted them to do.
Sure.
But man, they never lost a step with the animation.
I agree.
Like those animation stuff, like they just do a really good job making them enjoyable for anybody who watches them,
I'm very excited for Creature Commando and then very excited for Superman. And I think after the next movie that they're going to do is, I think they're doing Supergirl next. I think that's the next big movie that they're going to be making because the script is done. I think they're in pre-production on it. Yeah. Yep.
Is it going to have the same gal that was in that played her earlier?
Nope.
Oh, that's too bad. She really looked the part, I thought.
It's what's her name? Millie Alcock, I think that's her name. I know her first name. She was she was on House of the Dragon. One of the younger gals, the young blonde gal from House of the Dragon in like the first season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she is playing Supergirl.
Interesting. Oh, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't even know they were making a Supergirl movie.
Yeah, they're basing it off of the Tom King, Bill Kliss. I'm not gonna murder her name.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah, it's being based off of that, which is a great graphic novel. Fantastic.
So well done.
Yeah.
Talk about, I know Tom King's like a great writer, but as an artist, I'm always going to lean towards these
100%.
The art creator, just because I think that one, I feel like they get under-repped in terms of like, especially amount of time, energy you have to put in. But god damn, like she made like a Supergirl comic just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'd never been like, ooh, I'm going to go out and buy a Supergirl comic. That one, I was like, oh, I have to get my hands on this. This looks great.
It's great.
Yeah.
What else do they have? They've got the Green Lantern show, Lanterns. I think that's what it's called. Didn't
they cast a Green Lantern actor?
They've got both Green Lantern actors cast. Yeah, you've got Kyle Chandler is playing an older Hal Jordan, who is training the newest Green Lantern, John Stewart. Oh, what's that actor's name? I got to look him up. I know I can see his face. A lot of people weren't necessarily happy with the casting choice of him. Not that he's a bad guy, but because Jon Stewart is typically like a very dark black character, like he's very, very dark skinned, and they cast and that was like Neil Adams wanted him to be very dark skin when he created him, and he was
Okay.
cast in a lighter skin. He's a lighter skinned black guy.
Oh, why
And
did they do that?
I
They didn't do that with Mr. Terrific or whatever his name is.
no, they did
Character.
not. They did. I don't know why they did that. I
Huh.
think maybe he was the best person for the role, and that's why
I
they
mean,
you know.
yeah, maybe he just,
I'm looking up his name right now. Aaron Pierre.
Okay. I mean, he's probably a good actor. That's probably why ended up getting cast, I would imagine.
Yeah, he was in that
I'm glad they're
really
going
good
with the.
Netflix movie Rebel Ridge.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he
Yeah,
was the
he's
lead in
good.
that. Yeah. So I think he'll be great. He'll bring the physicality to the role. Obviously, I can't speak to the other stuff being who I am, but
Dude, I'm not touching that with 10-foot
no,
pole.
I was just
I don't know.
like
I have no perspective on that.
none, but I've seen the chatter. I've seen the
Okay.
chatter when it was first announced that he was cast. But
Isn't it interesting though? Like there's always a lot of chatter on that. It doesn't matter, like just on characters' physicality.
mhm.
Like I saw like with the new Superman trailer, man, there were some people that just did not like the Guy Gardner.
He looks
Uh,
just like the comic. He looks
yeah,
just like him.
from when Kevin McGuire did his like the thing that made like what was it, Justice League of America so
Yeah,
famous or whatever it was.
yeah,
Yeah, like he looked like the most famous interpretation of Guy Gardner. Like it was spot on, where he just looked like an asshole.
yeah. And that's
Yeah,
the point of his character. Nobody likes Guy Gardner. Everybody fucking hates that guy.
yeah. Where you're like, how's this guy a lantern? And it's like, well, he has some redeeming qualities. He's just horrible to deal with.
He's just a dick. Yeah. He's got a strong willpower, but he's a dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We've all had people like that and like on our
For sure.
team where like we're friends with, we're like, God damn it, I hate dealing with this guy, but man, he always freaking delivers every
Yeah.
time,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was amazed that people like had a problem with it. It's like, it looks stupid. It's like, that's how he looks in the comics.
That's the point. That he's supposed to look stupid is the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to break it to you folks. There's people out there with that haircut.
Still, unfortunately. Yeah.
Still
Well,
rocking the
people are
bull.
bagging on the Superman costume too, which I think it looks great. Did you hear it was actually David Cornsweet, who is the actor who plays Superman. He fought to keep the red trunks, and I think his reasoning was like kind of the best that I've ever heard for Superman, especially for like this generation. And his reasoning was like he wants to be somebody who kids aren't afraid of him, so he dresses like a professional wrestler.
That's the best. Because, like, let's be honest, the red trunks is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Like, there's like, I could not see the red trunks on Cavill. You had been like, nice undies, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? But yeah, no, that's a good point.
Doesn't that make sense? When that's
That
like
makes total
a
sense.
really great reasoning for it.
Yeah, because like you look at pro wrestling and like once you get your like if you have no, I guess, like knowledge of what it is, like when Max watched it when you were watching WrestleMania and Max walked in and was like, these guys look like dorks. What are they doing? This is really lame.
And then he was
and it's because huh? And then he was
like, this is awesome.
Did he like it later?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Because I remember you were telling me like, God damn it, he's bagging on him. He's bagging on all of it, making fun of it all.
Yeah. I mean, it is ridiculous, but that's good. But I think that I've never heard a better reasoning for in 2024, 2025 to have to wear those trunks. It's like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no, that makes all the sense in the world. It really does.
Like Batman shouldn't have trunks because he doesn't want people to think that he's not scary. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense for him to not wear trunks.
He should have like a face mask like the Shredder too.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I thought, didn't they do that with him at some point?
They've done, they've given him a full face mask before.
The problem is it takes away like some of the, like he can't emote without it.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much emotion you get from Batman's face, his stoicness that like you gotta create. You have to take some creative liberties to.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. That's cool. I never really thought of it that way.
No, I've
That's
never heard that.
yeah. It is interesting how there's certain designs or certain things that like we tolerate or don't think
Mm-hmm.
second about, but then
Mm-hmm.
when you do stop and think about them, you're like, this is completely ridiculous. Why? Because it's like in the Wolverine costume in the new one, the yellow one, he didn't have the little blue undies on the
Yep.
outside. They got rid of it, which they
Yep.
still have in the comics. Still works in the comics. Looks fine.
Yeah.
Like no issue at
Yeah.
all. Yeah, but it would have probably looked kind of weird if they had done it in the movie. I think
I agree. I
it would
agree.
have definitely like, why does he have blue underwear on
Yeah.
when the rest of him is yellow?
Yeah. I
Do you think,
agree.
speaking of Hugh, do you think he's going to come back? He's going to do anything?
I think he'll be back for at least one more thing. My
10
my
more movies.
my guess is that he'll be back in one of the like big Avengers movies. Would be my guess.
Oh, how great would it be if they were able to keep it like super secret, blah, blah, blah. And then he shows up like at the end to like help out him and Cap take down Doom or something like that.
I mean, that would be
cool.
epic. Not going to happen, but it would be cool.
Dude, the sleuths, man, they're too good now.
Too good.
Yeah,
Too
it's
good.
like they wait at the airports and they know where they're filming on sets and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, even this like Deadpool Wolverine, like there wasn't many surprises. We were like, ah, man,
Right.
they were
Right.
able to sleuth most of it out.
Right.
I guess I think the last time they really got it was for the Spider-Man movie, right? But
that was the worst kept secret though. Like we already knew, and they just, they tried to say that they weren't in it, but everybody knew.
Yeah, I mean, you knew. It's just like, when are they going to show up? And then they
Exactly.
do.
Exactly. You can't keep those kind of secrets anymore. Not in today's age.
I did read something about apparently they started working on the new Spider-Man movie, but it's like they're trying to keep it like super hush hush.
Were you talking like into the Spider-Verse or like the new Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Do Tom Holland. And supposedly there's talk, I guess there's rumors that they're doing something with Venom. They don't know. Like, obviously we won't find out till for months, but it sounded kind of cool.
Do well, yeah.
Because Venom's in that universe now, right? Like, technically.
No.
Yeah, there was that after credits thing.
And in the first 5 minutes of Venom 3, he gets knocked back to his original universe.
Yeah, but a piece of him was left. When he's licking the TV after looking at Holland, when he gets up, there was a big chunk of him that was hanging out there that was like moving around.
I know. I saw that post-credit scene.
He's there. He's gonna, dude. I always liked Spider-Man in the black suit.
Yeah,
that was the only time I ever really got into Spider-Man.
Actually, I think Black Suit Spider-Man for this next movie would be really interesting because at the end of No Way Home, he kind of like gave up being Peter Parker, like he had everyone forget him, and then he didn't go meet his friends again, and so it'd just be him as Spider-Man. But
he went and met him, but he just looked at him and then was like, "Their lives will be better without me."
Yeah, so like a depressed Peter Parker putting on the black suit.
Venom. Gwen Stacy.
Really I'm not mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I'm not even a Spider-Man guy. Look, what have you done to me? I don't care about these things. Why do I care?
I don't. The Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are like popcorn. They're fun.
How dare you? I find them really enjoyable. I think they're really well done.
They are really well done, but I've never watched any of them more than once.
I mean, I can say that about most movies in the last 10 years.
Sure.
I watched Endgame once, never again.
I watched Endgame twice. I've seen it. Infinity War is probably the one I've seen the most.
I saw it once, never again.
Yeah.
You know what I did watch, which was really enjoyable? Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
I never saw it.
It's so great. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And it had a kind of a little bit of a like wink to the terrible Star Wars special.
Oh, I'm sure it did. That's pretty great.
But it was fun. It was fun. It was nice seeing like the just highlight for the most part Mantis.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Batista. Drax.
Yeah.
But what was great is they had all of the like regular cast was there. It's not like when they do these other holiday specials where it's like they'll have a couple people, but not the whole cast. But everyone was there, so it was kind of cool. It was cool. I thought it was well done. I liked it. It was a fun. I wanted something that was Christmassy. I was feeling down.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, this is cool. Rocket Raccoon, always great.
Always great. I didn't watch I don't think I watched a single Christmas movie this holiday season. Not one.
Yeah, I just watched the Guardians one.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see Mantis like get some. I thought Mantis was like a cool character, but they didn't do anything with her really.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see her actually like kind of get where she's a little bit of the showrunner.
Yeah.
It was kind of. I thought that was cool. Gave her some depth, you know.
Yeah.
No, her and cool. Drax. That's and cool. Kevin Bacon.
I heard he was in it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like co-stars in it. He's great in it as like himself being kidnapped by aliens from space.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then when they find out that he's an actor, they're like pissed. Like, oh, you're just a liar. Actors are the worst. It's such great. It's great. You should watch it. I think you'd like it.
I'll check it out eventually. I'm sure I'll watch it eventually.
Terrible.
I know.
If it was the Batman Christmas special, you'd be like, "Oh man, I'm all over it."
Didn't they make a Batman Christmas special like last year? Like Amazon did some sort of like Batman thing. I didn't watch it.
A Batman Lego special. I never saw it though.
I didn't watch it.
All right, it's getting late, dude.
It is.
We should go. I think we should wrap this up with what we're reading.
Yeah.
All right. What are you reading, Big Bry?
Well, it's not a comic, actually. It's not a comic. I'm reading a novel.
Who are you?
I'm reading a novel, man. Well,
look at the big brain on Big Bry.
I'm reading comics, but like I'm continuing the run of like the absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and I'm reading Turtles, which everybody already knows that I read that. How
was the absolute Wonder Woman? Was it good?
It's great. Yeah, I enjoy it quite a bit. They've twisted, they've changed her origin a little bit to where she's an Amazon, but she was raised in hell, and so she's never been to Themyscira, a little bit of a different,
little darker,
a little more different of an upbringing.
Cool.
I've enjoyed it so far. I think Kelly Thompson is the writer of that, and she's pretty good. But yeah, no. So I am reading a book called The Mercy of Gods, and it's by James S.A. Corey. He's the author of The Expanse. It's actually two people. The Expanse is, in my opinion, probably some of the best science fiction ever written. It's just like a 9-book space opera, and so they're back to start a new series called The Mercy of Gods, and it's essentially like a invasion story where aliens come and they basically annihilate the planet. They kill 1/8 of the population just right away, and then they take all of the like top minds and bring them back to their home world, and they have to work for them in order to be useful. Right?
Is it? Are they aliens or are they like people, like humanoids?
So the main characters are all humans, but they're on a different planet, and they don't know how they ended up on this planet and like where the origins of humans came from.
Yeah. That's a cool concept.
Yeah, and so they're on this new planet where they're essentially prisoners. And the aliens are having them, and they're with a bunch of other species, right? All working to be useful to their captors. And the only way they stay alive is by being useful. So they're having them solve this is like a group of high level scientists, biologists, researchers. So this group, and they kidnap them in order to have them solve some problem for them. And it's really, really fascinating book. These guys, James S.A. Corey, which is actually 2 authors, they knock it out of the park, man. I'm almost done. I think I've got another 20 or 30 pages left before I finish the book, but it's been...
dude, you're the home stretch then, huh?
Yeah, the only thing that sucks is that the next book doesn't come out until September, so now I got to wait until fucking September to read the next volume of it. Yeah, but I read another novel too called Children of Time, and that's by Adrian Tchaikovsky. And
Yeah.
so that's another science fiction book about um, the human population. Earth was destroyed thousands of years ago. These people are on like a seed ship, essentially,
Okay.
where they go into cryogenic and they get let out every so often to do work and the maintenance that they need while they're searching for their new destination.
Oh.
And then they go back in. So they end up. There was another planet that was terraformed, and it was supposed to be this lady, this scientist was supposed to terraform it for monkeys, for apes, right, to have them do
Yeah.
the same type of human evolution, but
Okay.
it gets destroyed. Her project gets destroyed by terrorists, essentially, and instead of the apes were all killed, and so the spiders are now the dominant species on this planet. And so the spiders are like using technology, and it's like each chapter is like a different generation of spiders.
Oh, that's cool.
It's and then the humans and the spiders, obviously they collide because that's the only viable planet that they can live on. And what happens there? Do they become allies, or do they try and kill each
Do
other?
they? Yeah. Do they become allied with their
They,
creators?
they try and kill each other at first, and then they become allies. Yeah, it's actually really fascinating. It's book one of a trilogy, so I'm looking forward to getting book two, which is called Children of Ruin. I'll be picking that
Who
one up.
wrote that?
Adrian Tchaikovsky.
Interesting. You know what's interesting about it? That's because I'm an idiot and a dork, and I listen to a lot of like UFO stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of people theorize. Like the whole like that's one of the big theories with like the UFOs, because there's so much the human history is like so spotty. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Of like yes, there
yeah,
is our evolution, but like we all of a sudden made this massive exponential
yeah,
growth in like a couple 100,000 years, which were like, whoa, how were we like basically just
yeah,
apes for millions, and then all of a sudden a couple thousand were like
yeah,
boom, creating technology. I have fire, look at
yeah.
me, you know. um and so a lot of people say that like it has something to do with yeah, some kind of like
Well, it's like a she. It's a
extraterrestrial intervention, like maybe
yeah.
this
It's a
is we are
virus.
just part of a what's up.
In the book, it's a virus that was supposed to speed up the evolution.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
and so like in this, the scientist becomes like cryogenically frozen, and she transmits most of her consciousness into a computer system. It's
Yeah,
fascinating, dude. It's a really really good book. And
that's
each
cool.
chapter it alternates between the spiders, who each time we see the spiders it's like a new evolution, right? And then the
Yeah.
humans, who are still like cryogenically frozen and then coming out, so they're able to stay alive for thousands of years. They've been on this journey for 2,000 years trying to find this place. It's pretty
Wow.
cool.
That sounds cool. It's also that concept of like, oh, I can't remember, like some of the Greek myths, but like the epics of like the gods and stuff, but of
Hmm.
like basically like man ascending the heavens and like facing its creator, like
Hmm.
mastering the elements of the gods, like fire and all that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept. That's cool. I mean, I might hit you up later for that. That actually sounds like
Yeah,
something I
I'll
might
send you the
read.
link. It's really good. Really, really
Yeah.
good.
You're reading that on a Kindle, or did you get the actual physical
I
books?
had I this was before my iPad, so I have the physical book. I'm probably going to get 2 and 3 on the iPad though, if I'm being honest. Easier to read in bed. Easier to read in bed, man.
I know, but don't let print die.
I'm not, man. I'm getting these are all getting I'm getting the physical copies of these James S. A. Corey books because they're fantastic. The Mercy of Gods. Pick it up. Even if it's I know this isn't a comic book, but it's fantastic.
Dude.
Absolutely great read.
No, I mean, I've reviewed novels on here before. It's all
Yeah,
storytelling. Like, really, that's what
exactly. And these guys are master storytellers. They're so good. Um, yeah.
I think it's like a different. Like, I think if you're really going to write a novel, it's like a whole nother gear
Hmm.
because like you have to like infer details, but then you also have to like really elicit so much of the visual for the reader. Where like I think if you're at least my limited experience writing for comics, you get to leave a lot of that to the
Yeah.
artist
Yep.
to fill those gaps for you. You know,
Yep.
where and you have to be a I think as a if you're going to be a good writer, you have to be a bit more coy in how you like.
Sure.
Yeah, you don't want it. I guess you don't want to like you know you want to make it more like immersive,
Yeah.
right? Like you don't
Well,
want it to just be blatant with like what you're describing necessarily all the
and
time.
you know what's crazy about these guys, James S. A. Corey, is that their original, like The Expanse, right? So it didn't
Yeah.
start off as a novel. Like they were making a video game, and
Oh,
then
really?
it fell through, and so then they turned it into like a tabletop game, like D&D style. And then it was like, oh, so much backstory here. We should we should write a book. And that's how The Expanse came into existence. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. So they went from wow.
Video game to a tabletop game to a novel to writing books. And then obviously it became a massive like TV show. But yeah.
I wonder if they ended up going for the writing just because, like, I mean, video game takes a lot of money,
Yeah.
like a shit ton of
Well, I
money, and
think they
they're like,
had
okay,
deals.
let's,
They had deals in place and it just
and it
didn't
fell
end up
through,
happening.
and so
Yeah.
they're like, okay, we still have some money, maybe we can do a tabletop. It's not as expensive,
Well, and they
and
would
that just
they would play with their friends, and so like a lot of like the main character names that are like in the books of The Expanse were
yeah.
names that their friends used to like play the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
wait a second? Do their friends get a kickback? That's the big
I
question.
would assume, but you never know.
I would guess no.
Yeah, maybe not. But
That's awesome though, man. That's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah. What about
Oh, that's
you?
cool. It's been crazy. I haven't really. I even hate saying that because it's a terrible excuse. I honestly haven't read that much.
You
Um,
kind of had a lot going on.
yeah, but still, it's like, and I said that like a month ago. I said to Doctor Wife, I was sitting in bed and I was like, you know what? Every night before I fall asleep, I'm gonna crack a book and read it. You know, because like it just makes I just feel like the creative juices just flow better
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Guess what? Haven't didn't
I haven't done it
cracked
yet.
a book. Cracked a book that night. Lasted 10 minutes, and then I was down watching some stupid documentary on YouTube, probably about tigers. Or I really gotten into. Do you know what icebergs are?
Yeah.
No, no, I mean like it's a trend on YouTube. Do you know what an
Oh
iceberg?
no.
So it's like okay, we're gonna do the total. This is the iceberg of Jurassic Park,
Oh
and it just
okay.
goes down the timetable
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
every event that's happened in the Jurassic Park movies, so to speak. All of them. So I've gotten really into I really like the icebergs because they're quick. Like I got into like icebergs of weird cryptids of the Arctic, and it's just
Wow.
like okay, all these sightings of like weird sea serpents in Arctic or Antarctica or wherever. Just stupid shit. Anyways, I last about 30 seconds, then fall asleep. So one video usually takes me about a week to get through, and I don't remember any of it.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, it's really sad because I've always had a hard time sleeping, right?
Yeah.
And so I would read because like I'd get about 5-10 pages in, it'd knock me out. Where uh, I don't know the YouTube. I apparently it's just everything's so boring on YouTube. I just fall asleep right away, and that's why we're doing the show on
Back to the
YouTube
YouTube
now.
show, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
Like,
help
share,
people fall asleep.
subscribe. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, let's get it. Not to plug YouTube, but anyways, so I haven't been reading anything, but yeah, no, it's been crazy. And then with like pitching, trying again, like I said, I'm pitching stuff again.
Yeah.
Trying to get all that shit out there. But I am reading one book, and I can't read it because it's in Japanese. But my wife got a hold of this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my favorite artists is a guy named Terada Katsuya, and he put out a concept book.
Oh, cool.
I don't know when this dropped. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea, but I just found out about it like a few weeks ago, and I'm guessing my wife saw my browser history, and so she snagged it for me for Christmas.
Nice.
And Yeah,
What
I
else
think
did
this
you
is all.
see in your browser history?
Say that again.
What else did you see in your browser history?
Well, I hate to break to you, my browser history isn't that spicy. uh, yeah, it's pretty much just work stuff. Uh,
And
but
Bigfoot.
anyways, and yeah, well, that falls into work for me.
True.
Um, but he does these breakdowns of like his approach. So like how he does his colors.
Oh yeah.
And you just don't see books like this very often. Like guys just don't break down every single stage of how they approach color. And like I'm colorblind, right? So like, and I also probably have got a little ADHD going in the veins, if you get my drift.
Oh yeah.
So like I learn best and I study best not by like reading or having someone tell me how to do it, but like seeing it like in real time.
Same.
Yeah. And oh god, the book's falling apart here. Anyways, and so like it just keeps going and going, and he breaks down his
So
entire
cool.
process. Now he flips it and plays with different shadows. And like I said, I don't know what he's saying because it's all in Japanese, but I can get enough from just what he's doing.
That's always the best.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm just doing that, like, especially if I'm going to be doing if, if I'm going to be doing Cretaceous later this year, south of hell.
That's right.
One of the things I want to do, because I'm not going to have the time probably, or necessarily the budget to color all the pages.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to try and do is if I'm doing like 5-6 pages a month, I want to try and have like for the bigger, like if it's a big splash sequence, like, because one of the things that we weren't able to do in the first book was I really wanted to do these big. I remember Steve Lieber told me this. He's like, man, it'd be really great if you were able to really stretch out the page count and do like some big environmental shots, you know? And like, I tried to do it, but it was just, honestly, it wasn't in the budget. And like, I was already getting pressured to get the book done. But with this, it's like, okay, we're going to do it. Like, we're doubling the page count. It's just a bigger animal. And, so like for the really big shots, I want to do like full color, like digital paintings. And so that's kind of what I'm working with right now. Is trying I'm looking at guys that I really, really like, I really want to, I guess, be able to not mimic, but like, if you can absorb any of their powers, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. If you can absorb some of their skills through something will connect visually, hopefully. So that's what I've been doing. And it's just like, God, I'm too old to be going back to school. That's what it feels like.
I hear that. Yeah.
But yeah, so I read that, and then I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much it. That's probably the only thing. I still have some of the Kickstarters that I got to get through. I still haven't read the Zorro book.
Okay, it's a fun read.
Yeah, I need to get through that because I know that's supposed to be pretty good.
I enjoyed
you said it was
quite
great.
a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy said it was good.
I mean, yeah, there it is.
By the way, do you ever write you back?
Who?
Did you message him? No.
You were going to message him.
I'm messaging him. Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Who did you message to get on the podcast?
Nobody yet. Oh, Todd McFarlane. I'm working on trying to get the Todd Father. So
come on, Todd Father. Let's
here.
Let's talk comics.
Yeah.
Let's talk some Spawn.
Talk some Spawn.
You're gonna have to. What do you want to talk?
I want to talk about his college baseball days, man.
Okay, I was gonna say, dude, if we have to talk Spawn, I'm gonna be in trouble. But if we're talking like collegiate sports, I'm in. I can do that. I can hang.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun to talk about that. Yeah.
And Canada, because he's from Canada, right?
He is.
All right. I can handle Canada a little bit.
Yeah.
I dig Canada. I spent some time in Canada as a kid.
Absolutely.
Have you even been?
To the airport.
Terrible.
I know.
Just terrible.
I know. But well, I think I'm going to take us home so we can so I can go to bed because it's late and my vacation ends today. So I got to go back to work tomorrow.
They're making you go back before New Year's?
Well, I mean, I probably could have taken the days off, but it's fine.
You just want you want to get away from your family, don't you?
No,
they're driving me crazy.
Of course not. Of course not. No. All right, Tiger Cubs. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like we say all the time, if you want to support the show, just hit us up, YouTube, Blue Tiger Revenge, rate, subscribe, like, share, all of that stuff. If you want to find us on our website, bluetigerrevenge.substack.com. If you don't watch on YouTube and you just want to listen via audio, Substack is going to be the best way to do that, or you can subscribe there. You'll get an email every time a new episode comes out. That is the best way to do it. And also want to wish all of the Tiger Cubs out there just a happy new year. It is rolling into 2025. It's going to get weird. It's going to get weird for sure. It's
going to get real weird.
But we'll be here. We'll be here for you guys. Watching our bullshit 80s movies, reading some fun comics, having a good time. Hopefully getting some good guests on for you. We're working on it. We're working on it. And that is all I have, Tad. Do you have anything else?
I do have one last little thing. If you'd like to support the Blue Tiger experiment that is our revenge, go over to TeePublic. There's a link right down in the notes. Get yourself a shirt, get yourself a mug, maybe a pillow. Yeah, that's right. We got merch. We haven't pimped it in a long time, but
we're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back right now. We're going to be redoing the entire array. So if there's something that you've just had your eye on for the last 5 years and you got to get it before it goes.
Now is the time.
That's right. Because it's going to get gutted here real soon with a whole line of different merch. So get it
while it's hot. Get it while it's hot.
Hot cross buns. Get them while they're hot.
All right. And that's it.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm all out of tiger milk, my man.
All right. Well, if that is the case, what time is it?
Hit the music.